So I was on here and it got cut off there a minute ago, and I was doing alright, and for some reason the thing just dropped its signal and I don't know why. So hat on, cover the old bald nut. Oh, get back to where I was at. Let's see here. Find the comments on here. Just bear with me on that. Don't know how to make it work. We're getting there though. Rorio back. Yes, I'm back. I don't know what happened there. It just, the screen went dull, cut out, end of story. So I didn't want to leave it abruptly, but I need to figure out how to get on this again. I did it last time, don't know how. Freak. If somebody knows how to do this. Oh, there we go. They just got the same thing. Oh, that's it. Yeah. Ah, okay. Pedro, good to see you back on there, sir. I haven't spoke to you for ages. Hope things are going well for you down there in the big smoke down in London. I wouldn't mind getting myself some pastel de nata out of the Portuguese cafe there in the South Bank. Good times, good grub. Hope the family are well. Hope your little girls are doing good. Yeah. What else we got here? Xander Johnson, fit like Tommy. I don't know what that means. That just must be some really trendy that I don't know what it is. Fit like Tommy. I don't know. You got me beat there. No idea. No idea. But I'm just having a little rabbit on here about trucks that we've got going down to the oil field and what's been going on with the trucks and the drivers and what we're doing and stuff. So could use another driver or two. Wes's dad is just going and taking his learner's permit theory test. That's it. He took his theory test and he's got his learner's permit. So he's going to get down to the oil field with us, and he's a little bit around about my age, maybe a couple of years older, and he's excited to go doing that. So yeah, so him coming on to do that, hopefully he likes it, and he'll be used to it. He's from Vegas, so they'll be used to the heat down there in West Texas. Wes was down there in South Texas working for us, and he said that the heat, it was totally different. The humidity was just quite intolerable, to be honest with you. But my insurance premiums were last year about 65, and then this year the quote was 85 and 82. I went with 85 because that was the existing carrier, and then it jumped up right back up after we renewed. 22 days later, I think it was, it jumped up by 16 grand because they said that Justin had a ticket. I said, well, the tickets that he's got, you had the notification of those when you got the renewal stuff. They had all the details, and so I shopped around. Eventually the same broker came back to me and said, hey, we can get you on with another company for 65 instead of 102. And these are just, you know, I don't have $102,000 sitting just to go, there you go. This is obviously you pay a deposit and you pay installments as you go and keep the whole thing going around. And I said, okay, let's go ahead and do that. And it went right down to when I said, let's do the 65. And instead of being 65, they took the deposit and it was only 55. So they've dropped the insurance by about $47,000, which is, you know, it's a vast amount of money. You can have twice as many trucks and for about the same amount of insurance money. And you probably can, because you know, you pay a certain amount for your first truck and your second truck. Your first truck, you get your liability and all your filings are attached to that first truck. And so each additional one you add is a little bit cheaper than the first one. So but that's what's been going on. I'm kind of looking forward to getting a break and going home for a wee bit, to be honest, and seeing what the grub's like in my wife's cafe. I appreciate everybody that stopped by and said hello to her from the channel. It's kind of freaky and weird that people that subscribe on here are popping in in Scotland there. So yeah, quite a small world when you're using the internet and all that good stuff. But yeah, the insurance, you know, I saw somebody else on there talking about insurance. I'm making this statement here. I don't think that the insurance is run by the mafia, but you might get a better deal if it was. I don't know how they get their numbers. I've had a broker, I've had 2 different brokers give me 3 different quotes, 4 different quotes actually, from the same insurance carrier, and I don't know how that works. The brokers, some brokers might be trying to pad it a bit and make their commission higher. Don't know. I just don't know. But it's such a vital part. They control the world. They really do. If I had a bad wreck tomorrow and next year it comes along, the insurance companies can decide whether you're in business or whether you're out of business, just like that. And it's massively expensive. I don't understand it. When I was running buses in Scotland and coaches, you would think carrying people that it would be more expensive than the trucking, but it's nowhere near as expensive as the trucking. An average truck will cost you, if you're starting out, these brokers that I went to told me that they were quoting, you know, 50 grand for 2 trucks to some people, you know, 60 grand, 70 grand. One of them was $75,000 for 2 trucks running within the western United States. But they control it. They control everything in the world, the insurance brokers, insurance carriers, really. And the brokers, they seem like they're just jumping on the back to ride those cash ponies all the way to the bank. It's a rip-off. You know, the big guys like Swift and Anderson Town here, I know that they self-insure, but you can, if you put out enough bond, you can self-insure. I'm nowhere near at that stage yet, but you know, Swift and those guys, they're not paying what I was paying for insurance. See, there's that screen has gone dark again, and I'm afraid this is going to cut off. I don't know what it's doing to do that, but I'll get some comments here. Let's have a wee quick look here. Pedro, it's been a while. Yes, bro, I've found an actual person that makes miniature ones, and they're out of this world. And sorry I haven't been keeping up with your channel. Yeah, you better get keeping up with the channel, for goodness sake. Miniature trucks are you talking about here? That would be good if it was. Yeah. But no, keep watching the channel. How you know watching the channel? It's not always rubbish. I don't know how to do a live. Plenty of people do it, you know, and they do it all the time, you know, but I'm just not used to it. I'm more used to making something and saying it and going, oh, you can't say that on here. You know, you can't say an advert either. There's certain things you can't say. The thing that I put onto here for looking for drivers, it was probably the most unpolitically correct, you know. And then somebody sent me an advert that his pal said, one of his friends said from Scotland, you know, if you think you're going to come here and do this, don't bother coming. If you think this is going to be that way, don't bother coming. You know, we're probably not politically correct, but we want to do a job and make some money, and we just want folk to work for us that want to work as well. So, but yeah, but when I tried that, and they wouldn't let us put it on Facebook because I said something wrong. I did something wrong. You can't mention the thing that's gone on round about the world for the last year, or they take your video down. So I don't want to. I put a lot of time into this channel, and my son's done a lot as well with editing the videos, that we don't want to say the wrong thing. And having his old dad on here live is probably a wee bit sketchy, you know. Political correctness is not really my forte follow. But you know, in Idaho Falls today, waiting for my pal Jeff to show up and finish these, but we did have a late night last night, and that's 2 in a row for me, and I felt it this morning. I was in my bed for 11 hours, I had a hard time getting out, and it was only because I was getting hungry that I ended up getting out. So I've got some wiring to do in my blue truck, the brakes to go do on it, and then it's good to go to the oil field. A little repair on the radiator, the cap, but that's it. And that'll be down there. It does sound good, it's looking good. Need to get it cleaned up. There's some oil in the driver's mat, the passenger mats, and oil in the steps where all the equipment was put on it. But I get the head refurbished on that for $368. It wasn't cracked, wasn't damaged. I bought the kit for the head, new head bolts on it, because they stretch in the cats, especially that one because it was turned up. And the head gasket, the deck plate, and all the bits and pieces cost me less than $2,000. Jeff's gave me a good deal in the labour here, and he's done a lot of other stuff to it. But out in Nebraska, the company that was doing that, I had a look at it, they charged me $4,000, $4,400 to take the head off, and then we had to rent a trailer and go bring it back because they wanted $22,000 to do a head gasket. $22,000. I said, no for me, you know. No chance. So we brought it back here, it's done properly. Jeff's done a ton of other stuff to it. Just going to check the drive line on it and the brakes, and then that'll be as good, you know. So good to go to the oil field with that one. And I know it's going to happen. That'll go to the oil field, the yellow one will go to the oil field, and the old white one will be the one that I'll get. I don't mind it puttering around, but it's nice. It doesn't have anywhere near the power that these other big ones have. I mean, it's a flatland truck. It's all right for running along through West Texas here, where there's hardly a hill, you know. So, well, the part that we were at. But let's get some comments here, I think. Hold on there. Hold on. Super F-154, Tommy, you look knackered. I hope all is well. I'm a wee bit knackered, to tell you the truth, but I'm alright. Yeah. Feeling fit. I'm probably looking knackered because I'm not as fit as I should be. And I need a shave. Santa Claus going on here, you know. But I'd like to be able to lie under the trucks and fix things more when, you know, if I've dropped the spanner or a wrench in the floor and I've got to pen down to pick it up. Last week it was a wee bit of an effort, but now I can get down and back up easier. And you know, I think if you don't use your body physically, if you're sitting and driving a truck all the time and you're not being active, I think when you're on the wrong side of 50 that you start to get stiffen up and seize up, you know. But trying to not do that, because you know, I want to live for a while longer and I want to be fit, and you know, while I'm doing that. So and I like doing this. I love going out in a truck. You know, I did look at new trucks, and there's something very gratifying about, you know, I'm thinking when I'm done here, popping the hood back in that and running down to the store to get something to eat, and just taking the truck and bobtailing. And when you're out and you're going down the road and the thing sounds sweet as anything, and you've fixed it and you're driving it yourself and you've fixed it yourself. I've done all the technical stuff, Jeff's done most of the clever stuff, but I've been involved in a lot of it. And you know, just changing the tractor protection valve in the back of the cab of that truck, in the chassis there where your air lines come out. You know, I did that yesterday myself. It's only 4 hoses and a couple of bolts, but you put your foot in the brake, it's leaking air. You go buy the bit, stick it on there, put it on the other wee dope cement stuff, do all that, start it up, try the brakes, no leaks. It's very satisfying. So I like doing a lot of the stuff myself, and running the older vehicles. You know, they're sitting there right now, those 3 trucks, and you know, there's no huge payments on them, there's no massive I've got to get that truck to work so that I can pay the bank for what I owe the bank, you know. So it's not like that where you've got these older ones, you know, you've got to start somewhere, right enough. But the ones that I've got on the finance payments, they've just got to run, they are running, but you know, it's just nice not to have to do that, you know. I've got a guy I know in town here who's going out buying new truck and new truck and new truck, and I think, you know what, when it comes, and I do believe it will come, there's the bubble that we're in right now, where out of the economy, out of the lockdown, and the economy's flying. I think it's a wee bit false. There's stimulus money, there's fake money out there, there's fake spending. When that kind of ends, I don't want to be left with a bunch of high payments. So let me get back to these comments, see what we got. Brian McKechnie, looks like time for you to have trip home, mate. Yes, Brian, it does. Looking forward to getting to the Lake District there. Talk to the wife about that, and we'd like to come down there, that's for sure. Maybe you can take us out in one of your boats and we'll go for a ride around the lake. We've done that a couple of times before in the Lake District. We like the lakes down there. I've always liked the lakes, but yeah, it's a nice part of the planet. But yeah, it'd be nice to get home, sit in my own couch, you know, all that stuff there. But is this thing going to cut off again? How does this do this, man? I don't know. It's going to be a bit on the dull side. Hold on, yeah, check this. Don't know. Let's see. But you know the thing I miss is my own toilet. I don't want to be disgusting here, but truck stops and everything that goes on there, it's just nice to go into your own thing, and my wife's got the nice mats there in the bathroom, and your feet are on the soft cushy floor, and there's no somebody in the stall either side of you. I don't really care for that too much, you know, when you're over the road and round. I don't know, I think this might just cut off here. I hope it doesn't, but let me get through some comments. Rory, did you get your CPC sorted? I didn't, Rory, and I'll tell you another thing that's happened. My freaking license has run out since I've been here. I've got to get it dealt with when I get back as well. So I need to get my medical done, my CPC done, and get my license renewed. Gonna do one day soon. Don't want to have to do 5 in a row again. I think I've got 4 to do. I think maybe 3, but probably 4. Pedro, me and Mr. Palmer are planning a trip up. Okay, fantastic. That'd be good. Brian McKechnie, I'm sure if you go out far, Thomas has the power to cut you off. Yes, he does. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He could go in and edit it somehow. I don't know. Pedro, no. Oh, the Portuguese custard tarts. I'm doing my own gaming channel, which is time consuming and still dealing with stuff for my dad's affairs. Oh yeah, sorry to hear about that with your dad, yeah. But let me know what the gaming channel is. I'd be interested to see what that is. I'm hopeless with that type of thing. My kids do it, but I'm not the best at that. But I could murder a Portuguese tart. Wait a minute, that probably sounds like that's not very good. Sorry. The custard tarts that you get, I could really consume vigorously a Portuguese custard tart. I'm not telling into the, what's his name for Yorkshire, you know, get out there murdering tarts. But I could really eat a pastel de nata. Ronald Coley, the world is a smaller place nowadays, big guy. Let us know when you're back and we'll come and meet you. That would be great. That would be great. There's a lot of people I'd like to kind of hook up with when I get back home. I wonder if there's any road runs happening this year. My wife and I went and saw one out there. One of the subscribers had his Blue Peterbilt at it, Kenny from Paisley there, and we went and saw that. But there's quite a few road runs in the summertime, so I'd like to get back and maybe go to one of them, and you know, maybe hook up with some subscribers, because we're all into the same things, you know. So yeah, that'd be magic. Justin Lashley, you're more fit than I am. Listen, you wee puddin'. If that belly's not getting off of you, you'll be getting put into that all white truck, and I'll be taking the green one. Justin's our driver. He's 26. He's a superstar. He runs like no other. but he's spending too much time eating cakes and loves Chinese wraps. So he's starting to get a wee bit of the old belly. So I'm just giving him a hard time about it. You know, we need to keep him here for a long time. He needs to be still running and pay for my retirement. We can't have you being overweight and getting any health problems, kid. So I'll see you this afternoon when you get up here. I know I've got to fit the bumpers to the back of your truck, and there's something else we've got to do to that truck. But yep, I am fitter than you. See where we are here. Brian McKechnie, I am crying with laughter at your tarts comment, mate. Yeah, I know that kind of came across totally wrong there. Yeah, you're talking to Peter Sutcliffe here, good, you know, yeah, not good. Rorio, how are you now? Any long-term effects from that thing we can't mention? Well, actually, I'm 100%, I believe. I went and got a shot 2 weeks ago, maybe nearly 3. I can go back after 28 days and get all that sorted out, the second one, so that I don't get it anymore. But no, I don't feel any effects of it. I think I just feel the effects of being 53. When I hit 50, things started to fall off me. I got my gallbladder taken out, and then, you know, if I'm having something for breakfast, I used to love going into Sharry's over here in Idaho Falls and getting myself a steak with a steak and eggs with the stuffed hash browns and all that, you know. But now if I go do that, I've got to sit there long enough for it to work its way through, and it doesn't take long. But that's all because of the gallbladder being missing. So I have to eat. You know, I have to be more careful. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I should be more careful because I pay the price when I don't eat properly. So I have to eat some kind of bready thing or something in the morning just to kind of get my stomach kind of working, and then be careful what I do eat. But all that started happening when I was 50. Up until 50, I was flying high. You know, not flying high, but you know, I wasn't you know, Daley Thompson or some super athlete, but I could do things. But after 50, you know, the COVID was a bit of a blow, I will say that. I didn't expect that to affect me for as long as it did. Then I've gone and mentioned the blooming thing. But, you know, but I've